Now on CoastTV News.
A Laurel drug bust. How many arrests resulted from this investigation? How Maryland is expanding efforts to fight against the bird flu.
And I'm tracking a round of some wintry weather as we roll into our Sunday and afternoon through the evening time frame, plus some bitterly cold air. In fact, some of the coldest air we've seen so far this winter. I'll talk about how cold it will get. My full forecast straight ahead.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Brandon Ferguson and welcome to CoastTV News at 11. Tonight we begin with a huge drug arrest. Laurel police wrapped up a drug investigation with a raid at the Hollybrook apartment complex this past Thursday. Officers seized crack cocaine, crystal meth, and cash during the search in the 400 block. 5 men from Laurel, ranging from age 36 to 64, were arrested. Charges including possession with intent to deliver drugs, maintaining a drug property, and resisting arrest. All suspects were arraigned and released on unsecured bonds. Moderna is currently working on a vaccine to protect against the bird flu, and the company is getting more financial help in its development. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is awarding Moderna $590 million. The pharmaceutical company in 2023 began a study on the vaccine to protect against the H5 and H7 avian influenza viruses. Last July, it got a boost of nearly $180 million federal dollars for those efforts. Moderna saw positive results in its earlier phases of vaccine development, setting the stage to advance into a phase 3 trial. And now moving to how Delmarva is fighting against the bird flu. The Maryland Department of Natural Resources is adding $30,000 in funding for quicker removal of those infected birds. In a recent test, Worcester and Dorchester County birds tested positive. And you may remember Delaware also dealt with bird flu problems. Late last year, snow geese were found dead at Prime Hook Beach, and bird flu is a highly contagious symptom that threatens both snow geese and the commercial poultry industry. The town of Greenwood held their election today for new town council members. Brandon Cassena won a seat with 82 votes, and Anthony Massey won his second seat with 65 votes. In Milford, the senior center says they see an increase in slips and falls this time of year. Also, a lot of their members are used to using walkers and don't realize those wheels don't have traction, especially on ice. The director says that as people get older, their bodies are not able to regulate temperatures as well, and even short time outside can lead to hypothermia and even frostbite.
Always concerned with anything that produces ice or anything like that can be a real casualty for those of us who are senior. So we sometimes we have to have assistance, or sometimes we don't want it.
During the most recent storm, the senior center was closed when road conditions were too dangerous, and they plan to do the same if necessary this upcoming week. The city of Milford are giving out tips during this winter weather. Parking in available city lots downtown to help ensure streets are clear and plowed efficiently. When shoveling snow out of your driveway, make sure you shovel it away from the street so snow plows don't push it back to where you just shoveled it from. And on some DelDOT maintained roads, have no parking rule after 1 inch of snow accumulation. And new tonight, DelDOT says they're not brining roads ahead of the light snowfall expected for Sunday night into Monday morning because of rain also being in the forecast. Drivers are still encouraged to drive carefully during these weather conditions. And we now take a live look into Dover, and our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobuono, joins us with the weather. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening, Brandon. Yeah, it's always tricky when you have systems beginning as rain and then going over to snow. Now, this is not going to be a big snowstorm for our neck of the woods. You could see winter weather advisories for Newcastle County extending through Philly, right along the I-95 corridor. Minor accumulations there where you see the pink. That is a winter storm warning. That is where the heaviest access of snow will occur. You can see down here Sussex County and much of southern Delmarva, no advisories are in effect, but we do expect some wintry precipitation as we go throughout the afternoon tomorrow. You can see we are dry right now after a few spotty showers earlier today, but our storm system is beginning to take shape across the Carolinas, and that's going to merge with an Arctic boundary that is diving to the south. So we are going to see that storm track further to the north. We've been talking about it for the last few days, so that means a lighter event. The heaviest precip is going to be north of Delmarva. We expect rain to a brief period of snow as we go into tomorrow evening, but the bigger story is going to be the biting air that's going to be arriving by Monday night. And that's going to continue through midweek. In fact, we're going to be dealing with wind chills anywhere between about 0 to -5 as we push through Tuesday into Thursday at various periods of time. So we'll talk more about that, and I'll have the latest snowfall map coming up by full forecast. Brandon?
The long-awaited ceasefire in Gaza is set to begin in just a few hours during Sunday morning, but Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said today the ceasefire is temporary.
Is an outcome of the cooperation between Israel and the outgoing Biden administration and the incoming Trump administration. Since he was elected, Trump was completely committed to the release of the hostages.
5 major financial institutions are providing mortgage relief to Californians who were affected by the wildfires in the LA area. Governor Gavin Newsom made the announcement today. According to his office, Bank of America, Citi, JP Morgan, Chase, U.S. Bank, and Wells Fargo are a part of this commitment. The lenders have agreed to a 90-day grace period for mortgage payments, and they won't report any missed payment to credit agencies. Mortgage-related late fees are also being waived during this time period. Sources close to President-elect Donald Trump say Trump has privately told his advisors he wants to visit China once he becomes president again. Sources say Trump wants to create an open dialogue with Beijing while also pursuing a hardline policy against China. Trump invited the Chinese president to his inauguration on Monday. The president won't be able to attend, but China is sending their vice president to attend the ceremony. On your screen now is President-elect Donald Trump on his way to Washington, D.C. ahead of his inauguration. Trump, his wife Melania, and his son Barron boarded the plane this afternoon in Palm Beach, Florida. Trump will be sworn in as president on Monday, marking the beginning of his second term in office. And now on your screen is Trump actually arriving in D.C. just a few hours ago. The inauguration has been moved indoors to the Capitol Rotunda as the forecast calls for freezing temperatures. The high is expected to be around 20 degrees with a low of 6 degrees. And as President-elect Donald Trump prepares to take his oath of office for the second time this upcoming Monday, signs of the pending transition were seen at the White House today. Movers could be seen outside the West Wing, placing items into a moving van, and many of the artifacts and pieces of furniture in the West Wing are on loan from the official White House collection. However, the big move will take place on Monday. That is when roughly 95 members of the resident staff transform the residence from the one first family to the next. And on your screen now is thousands of people marching through Washington, D.C. today to protest the return of President-elect Donald Trump to the White House. Protesters taking part in the so-called People's March headed to the Lincoln Memorial for a rally. Some carried signs that read, "Hate will not make us great," and "Reproductive freedom for all." Organizers say today's march is a part of a long-term resistance strategy to proposed policies of the incoming Trump administration. And on Monday, January 20th, tune in to NBC's coverage of the presidential inauguration right here on CoastTV. Coverage begins at 10 a.m. And the clock is ticking down on the social media app TikTok. It is supposed to go dark on Sunday after the Supreme Court upheld a ban on the Chinese-owned platform. But it could be back online as early as Monday. President-elect Donald Trump said he will most likely delay a ban on TikTok for 90 days once he takes office on Monday, but he has not made a final decision as of today. Congress passed a law last year that requires TikTok's owner by tenants to either sell the app to a new U.S. buyer or face a ban in the United States. And new today, Delaware Senator Chris Coons released a statement on this ban, saying in part, "We must take common sense measures to protect our democracy and national security from those who wish to do us harm." End quote.
But we're going to see a mixed bag of precipitation tomorrow across Delmarva. Rain, sleet, and snow. I'll detail how much snow you can expect to see in your neck of the woods coming up.
And after the break here on Coast TV News at 11, we have a full breakdown on everything that's happened on Delmarva this week. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
At Cabinet Discounters, we truly love what we do. Transforming kitchens, bathrooms, basements, any room. Creating new ways to help you achieve your vision. And all within your budget. Plus, we've got big news. We're excited to announce our new location in Frankfort at the Banks Plaza Shopping Center. Plus, you'll get the same great quality and great price. Get inspired at our new showroom in the Banks Plaza Shopping Center in Frankfort. Learn more at CabinetDiscounters.com.
Cabinet Discounters. Great quality, great price.
Dedication, determination, and drive. That's what's needed to be a DSN Scholar Athlete, brought to you by your Salisbury Honda dealer.
Each month, we'll award a $1,000 scholarship to a Delmarva senior that excels in the classroom and in sports.
They must have a B average or higher and a drive for good sportsmanship.
Nominate your champion today on the Features tab on DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com.
The DSN Scholar Athlete, sponsored by your Salisbury Honda dealer.
From Milford marijuana to clankers coming to the city. There was a lot going on this week here on the coast. Charlie Sakaitis has a look at our week in review.
Monday, a bit of a stunner. Milford had their big vote on recreational marijuana, and the city council ultimately deciding, hey, no thanks. While medical centers still have the okay, recreational marijuana is a no-go after a 6-2 vote that effectively bans the sale of the drug. Tuesday, the after effects of a week-old snowstorm still hampering some communities, including Milton, where trash pickups were delayed for days. Trucks couldn't quite get to the bins with all those icy berms. Wednesday, a new DelDOT system called clankers has been installed at the Mispillion Bridge in Milford. They're actually boat buoys, and their purpose is to prevent the bridge from being hit by trucks that are a little too tall. Thursday, advising Democratic leadership, Delaware Representative Sarah McBride was named Deputy Whip for Policy. She will be advising House Democratic leadership on policy and priorities. And Friday, Coast TV took a look back at the long and impressive career of Delaware's undefeated public servant, now retired Senator Tom Carper, who reflected back on 48 years of service, his bipartisan legacy, and friendships he'll miss the most. You can find that on CoastTV.com. For your week in review, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
In Lewis, Governor Bethany Hall Long has ordered a new reuse study for the former Troop 7 site off of Route 1. The 7-acre property served the community for decades before being vacated in 2019, then later demolished. The governor emphasized the need to address growing demands for social and behavioral health services in eastern Sussex County. The study will include public input and explore options like those new social services. Firefighters are making progress with the tragic wildfires in Los Angeles. We have the latest from LA.
And rain will begin to develop late tomorrow morning through midday, and we're going to see that rain transition to sleet and then eventually a brief period of snow. I'll detail how much snow we'll expect to see and how low those wind chills are going to fall when Coast TV News at 11 comes right back.
Delaware has the 5th highest percentage of residents over the age of 65. Many are seniors who need a little assistance in order to maintain their independence, while others are family caregivers who just need a little time off. Are you a senior with time on your hands to help another? If you need help, if you need respite, if you can help, call me. I promise you can have a better life. I'm Amy McDermott of Seniors Helping Seniors, providing companionship and care to seniors in Sussex County.
You've come a long way, Peninsula Bath. Sure has been fun.
Are you the bath guy?
Can you take out the trash?
Do you do lawns?
Listen, Linda, listen.
You should have called Peninsula Bath.
Khakis?
Share with us your favorite Linda memory, and you'll get 2024 off your next bathroom remodel with Peninsula Bath.
Mercy, that's a great deal.
Thank you, Delmarva, for a great year.
The Polar Bear Plunge, benefiting Special Olympics Delaware, is one of the first state's coldest and most beloved traditions. This year, you have 2 exciting ways to take part. Plunge in person in Rehoboth Beach on Sunday, February 2nd, or create your own virtual plunge. Anytime, anywhere, and as cold or not as you want. It's not about how you plunge, it's about why. Support thousands of Special Olympics Delaware athletes. Register now at plungede.org.
Taylor Swift, she is just at the peak of all her powers right now.
How has she been able to change the game with her fan base, with her music?
That's a Taylor Swift effect.
The Swift Effect, Episode 1, Breaking the Mold. Saturday, January 25th at noon on CoastTV. Sponsored locally on CoastTV by Pohanka Kia. Shop online at pohankakiamd.com.
Delmarva's hit music station, 102.5 WBOC.
Well, it was a balmy day on Delmarva. We had temperatures get up into the upper 40s to lower 50s. Boy, had we had some sunshine, some areas would have most likely gotten to around 60 degrees today, but we were socked in the cloud cover. We had some areas of drizzle. Right now, we're holding at 43 right now in Ocean City, so it is a chilly night. We're seeing temperatures in the 30s elsewhere. So all in all, not too bad of a night. We're at 37 Rehoboth Beach, cool spot 31 in Redden, 33 Seaford, and we're at 32 in Salisbury. But boy, there is a ton of Arctic air just bottled up here. Look at that. That is a temperature, -3. Minneapolis, this air is going to be spilling southward here really over the next 24 to 36 hours, and it is going to be kind of socked in here for most of the week. We have our developing storm system off here to the south. This moisture is going to connect with an area of low pressure off the Carolinas. As that front digs to the south, that precip is going to ride along the front and give us a round of rain and then briefly ending as snow. Gale wind warnings are up for the Delaware coast through 6 a.m. as well as from Ocean City to Chickatee. We have small craft advisories out through the bay. Winter weather advisory for the I-95 corridor, including Newcastle County. Some minor snow accumulations there. The heaviest totals are going to be where you see the pink. Those are winter storm warnings. Extreme cold watch. That is for wind chills there. They're going to dip below 15 below zero. Now 31 overnight, mostly cloudy, some patchy fog, a chilly night, but then tomorrow we're in the mid to upper 30s to near 40 degrees ahead of that rain. Now we will begin as rain tomorrow here on Futurecast, late morning, 11, 12 o'clock. You see raining most of the area. By around 2, you can see still raining, but you could see that mix line diving southward into Milford by around 5 o'clock, extending through the eastern shore. We're transitioning to snow as that Arctic air dives towards the coast. By 6 o'clock, that line is approaching Lewis. Through Salisbury, we go over to a heavy wet snow and still raining from Ocean View down through Ocean City. And then by around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, we begin to see some snow at the coast. But by then, most of the heaviest precip is pushing off to the northeast and we're beginning to dry out. So you can see we only have a brief window to work with as far as any frozen precipitation is concerned. And by Monday morning, it is just bone cold, and we're going to be seeing some even colder numbers as far as wind chills are concerned. So generally an inch or less for most of Sussex County. When you go from Slaughter Beach through Milford down towards the central eastern shore on northward, a general coating to 2 inches, and then higher totals the further north you go. Arctic air socked in. We're talking about 0 to -5. 23, inauguration day, feeling like 13, one of the coldest in 40 years. And watching for a little sneaky snow there. Late Tuesday through Wednesday, we could be dealing with a brush of snow, so we'll keep a close eye on that. Do keep in mind a high risk of frostbite between Tuesday through Thursday with those brutal wind chills. When you get those wind chills below 0, you could get frostbite in less than 30 minutes. 34 on Friday with a chance of snow.
Thank you, Chris. And firefighters are making progress on containing the Eaton and Palisades fires for over a week. Crews have been desperately battling the flames, and at least 27 people have died. Michael Yoshida shows us the latest from California.
As strong winds calm down, firefighters are making progress in containing the Palisades and Eaton fires. Of the 6 wildfires that broke out nearly 2 weeks ago, those 2 have been the most deadly and destructive. Entire communities burnt to the ground.
It's just gone. Everything is just gone.
Anne Marie Pazmina lost everything in the Eaton fire. Her entire neighborhood is gone.
It's not just us. It's everybody, and it's so awful.
Combined, the Eaton and Palisades wildfires have burned nearly 40,000 acres in Southern California and destroyed or damaged more than 12,000 structures.
After the fires are out definitively, there is no greater priority than getting people back home.
Many forced to evacuate are still not able to return to their homes, so we're seeing an outpouring of support from across Los Angeles as well as the rest of the country to try and meet the needs of the community.
We were coming every day trying to see if we could get through.
Many of the areas destroyed are still only open to residents for safety reasons and also to keep out looters. Law enforcement officials implementing curfews to keep people away. It could be several more days before people are finally allowed back to their homes to assess the damage.
We will stand together. We will get this job done.
In Altadena, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
After the break on Coast TV News at 11, what exactly happened with the SpaceX explosion? We have the answers after the break.
Imagine an evening of sophistication where ambiance feels like a dream. Welcome to Benvenuto's Fine Dining in the city of Livorno, where elegance meets culinary excellence. Every detail is designed to elevate your night, perfect for intimate dining or a special event, piano music, and a stunning Tuscan atmosphere. Enjoy international cuisine crafted with fresh, local ingredients, offering a symphony of flavors, each course as unique as the next. Call ahead and create your own unforgettable multi-course dining experience. Benvenuto Restaurant in Milford.
Are you suffering from hair loss? Maybe you need to cut a few pounds. Ready to start dating again? Well, here at East Coast Plumbing, Heating and Air, we can help you with none of that.
But what we can help you with is plumbing repairs, drain cleaning, tub and showers, water heaters, air conditioning, heat pumps, gas furnaces, and sewer and water main replacements. Stop dealing with chamois that don't work and call Delmarva's top service provider.
East Coast Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Or find us online at eastcoastplumbing247.com. Forget about it.
Coaches make a difference for their athletes and communities, and we want to honor them.
Each month, the Preston Automotive Group will select a coach who makes a difference and donate $500 to their organization. Then at the end of the year, 3 of these coaches will receive an additional donation to their program.
The coach can be from any sport at any level up to and including high school.
Nominate your coach today at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com.
Delmarva Sports Network's Coach Who Makes a Difference. Sponsored by Preston Automotive Group.
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my Bionic Blade, the new handheld blender that's rechargeable, so you can make a fast, healthy shake anywhere. It has the motor and blades built right into the lid, so blend a shake at the gym, make pina coladas by poolside, or grind coffee beans for an iced cold brew on the go.
Get the Bionic Blade for just $29.99 with free shipping. You'll also get 2 sipping lids, a second container, and the sports lid. Get it all for just $29.99. Order now.
More now on the fallout from Elon Musk's SpaceX Starship explosion from this week. The company did not respond to questions from NBC, but tonight, after dangerous debris from that blast littered tropical islands beaches more than 1,000 miles away from the original launch pad. NBC's Marissa Parra reports.
New video shows the moments the world's most powerful rocket exploded in the skies Thursday evening, met with awe, then fear below. Pieces of the SpaceX Starship on its 7th test flight rained down across the islands of Turks and Caicos, just east of Cuba. Reynaldo Rivera was playing and says was a close call.
I heard the explosion. Something flew over my head, and it was a piece of the rocket. It feels like a little hot, like if it just came out of the oven.
Now, remnants of man's biggest dreams for the stars are washing up on the sands.
So I went on a morning walk in Turks and Caicos and found pieces of Starship 7.
Island residents collecting debris by the bagful.
It was just along the beach what I picked up. 8 pounds of stuff this morning. If you're telling me it's hazardous, don't touch it, what does that mean for the coral reefs that are in the ocean and that stuff is sitting on it?
Booster coming in.
Elon Musk has captained SpaceX to take big wins, like this feat of engineering, at big risks that can come at a cost. Starship now grounded while the FAA oversees a new SpaceX-led investigation into Thursday's mishap, while Musk fights for approval to launch the rocket 25 times a year.
If this was to happen again, how do you make sure that you don't pollute the Earth? This is our planet, and to me, that's just more important.
Marissa Parra, NBC News.
Now moving to the federal budget. The Congressional Budget Office says the U.S. deficit will be close to $2 trillion this year. The CBO says the country's deficit will be $1.9 trillion to be exact. It says federal debt will go up to 118% of the GDP by the year of 2035. The agency predicts over the next 2 years, economic growth will slow down and inflation will also head downwards. The projections comes as Republicans plans to drastically upend federal cash flow trends. Capital One says a technical issue is affecting some customers' ability to access money online. According to the company, the problem is with a third-party vendor Capital One uses. The bank says the issue is impacting payment processing and deposits, as well as its consumer, small business, and commercial banks. Thousands of people reported problems on Down Detector, a website that monitors outages. The bank apologized to customers and said it is working with the vendor to resolve this issue. After the break here on Coast TV News at 11, we have a final look at your forecast.
Calling any old contractor to solve a home performance or comfort issue in your home might wind up with you getting their solution rather than solving your problem. Start with a professional energy audit. Buying a new or used home, upgrading your HVAC system or crawl space, if your home's drafty or you have poor indoor air quality problems, get an energy audit. A thorough energy audit will figure out the cause of the problems rather than just treating the symptoms. For more information on FLC Energy, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
A wet crawl space is a lurking hazard, inviting mold, rot, and structural worries. The answer is Brazier's Crawl Space Encapsulation. Our specialist tailors the solution to your exact crawl space. Our expert team cleans and upgrades your crawl space into a pristine, protected environment, and we only use April Air dehumidifiers, reliable and robust, complete with a 5-year warranty. Take the first step to a drier, safer home. Call Brazier's or visit our website. Your peace of mind is just one call away.
Your child deserves the best. When your child is sick, every moment counts. And the team at Tidal Health Pediatrics understands the urgency of such situations. Whether it's a sudden fever, a troubling cough, or another pediatric ailment, your child will be seen when they need it most. Schedule your child's appointment now at tidalhealth.org/findapediatrician or call 410-912-5785 because your child's health is our top priority. Tidal Health Pediatrics, compassionate care when you need it most.
DSN Plus is more energy, extra live games and on-demand replays, anytime, anywhere. DSN Plus is more hype. From playoff matchups in unified football to marching band showcases, we highlight what makes Delmarva unique. DSN Plus is more hometown pride. We go wherever our teams go, with up to 5 live games every weeknight. DSN is still free on air and cable, but get even more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
Coast TV is your home for Eagles NFL Divisional Round playoff action. On Sunday, the Birds are at home in South Philly taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Coverage begins tomorrow at 2. Chris, I know you're going to be tuned in to that one as the time is now 11:27 and we take a look into Ocean City and meteorologist Chris Mastrobono joins us. And this time last week, Chris, we were looking forward to my Packers and your Eagles, but sadly we know how that ended. And with the Lions losing tonight, the Eagles control home field destiny. How you feel about that?
I'm feeling pretty good. They need to take care of business tomorrow. We're going to have a little snow in Philly for the game, so it should be a good one. But, yeah, you're right, man. I tell you what, it's setting up pretty good for the Eagles and all those Eagles fans across Delmarva. Tomorrow we start with clouds, a chilly start. Now, we are going to see rain develop late in the morning through the afternoon. That rain will transition to sleet and then eventually snow as Arctic air barrels towards the coast, and we are going to see that brief period of snow after about 5 o'clock through about 8, and then that's about it. Things are going to wind down, so this is not going to be a big storm for our area. Generally about a coating to an inch for most of Sussex County, less than an inch there. Coating to 2 inches. Once you go from Milford on northward, we have winter weather advisories up for Newcastle County. No advisories for our immediate area, so more of a nuisance type of system than anything else. You can get your First Alert forecast anytime by dialing our First Alert weather phone, sponsored by Brockstead, Mondalis, and Federico. So we have that yellow alert tomorrow. Bigger story is going to be the Arctic air. It's going to be with us Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Wind chills sub-zero. Watching for a little sneaky snow there Tuesday night and Wednesday. We'll have more on that tomorrow. And then another chance of some snow Friday before temperatures go back up into the 40s a week from today.
Looks like we're going to need the coat out for that Eagles game tomorrow, Chris. Thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. Saturday Night Live starts right now. Have a great night.